What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Friday night live stream. Let's get right to it. A lot of commotion this morning. I didn't exactly get to give you this, and I looked at it earlier without ripping it off, but it's a pretty good one. May your next move be the game changer. Let's get to it. Just for a weekend, all that good fancy dancy stuff you're going to do over the weekend, we got to get that one in there too. Every expert was once a beginner. That's a pretty good one, right? We all got to start somewhere. 2 years ago, I didn't have a clue about any of this. And now look at me. I act like I know everything. But welcome, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good day. What's crack-a-lackin'? Love it. What's up, Thomas? Shore for sure. Vincenzo, the Wired Day Trader, Tim's Dot, Justin's Dimple. All of you are welcome here to the Friday night live stream. I was following TVIX here. Somebody that I know made a trade on TVIX late in the day, and they got a little burnt on it. Shame on them. Shame on them. But I would like to start off the day talking about RCUS. Actually, you know what? The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and change, and we're going to up our price. Because I told you guys, every week, oops, I'm going to change it in the title too. Every week, we're going to go up until we feel a little uncomfortable, and then maybe we'll stop there for a little bit. But I have a feeling it's going to take a while for us to feel uncomfortable. And there is something that I noticed while doing this, and I'm going to share it with you. It sort of lined up, not 6,500, Tim. It sort of lined up with just how everything was working out. And basically, I'm sorry, I'm trying to type and think at the same time. But we were sitting here at 500 divided by the price. So let's go to our trade today, RCUS. Let's pull out the calculator. Our entry was at 31.36. So if we take 500 divided by 31.36, we get 15.94. I'm surprised it didn't round up to 16. It ended up giving us 15. I guess maybe it always rounds down. I don't know. But we ended up with 15 shares. And just out of curiosity, divided by 31.36. So we'll end up with more shares. Obviously, we're going to end up with more shares. But I was just curious in this scenario how much more it would be. What would happen without even noticing until I did some math on all my previous trades was the 500. If I did the 112, it came out pretty close to where I wanted my max loss of $50 at this current area to be. So I started doing some math, and if I would take the same positions with the 600, it would be around $60. So I just randomly was like, hey, it's a pretty good idea for having a max loss on the trade, where, well, a max loss area that you're looking to make sure that you're kind of sized in properly is that number, basically 10% of it. So it seems to work out just based off of the numbers that we've been trading this week. And yeah, so now that we're up at 600 divided by price, it'll be $60 max loss. And then when we go to 700, 70, 800, 80, so forth. Just to kind of give you guys an update on something that I kind of just found out. I was doing it anyway. I had told myself with the 500 divided by price, based off of the unrealized and realized gains that I was seeing in my trades, it seemed like $50 being a max loss was a good area for that. And then it totally dawned on me today after we were done trading. I was like, wait a minute, $50, my price is 500, or my share size is 500 divided by the price. That could line up. And I was like, well, let me do 600 and see if it works out to be the same. And it pretty much did. If you just add that little bit of share size at 600, it kind of ups it about $10. So we'll see. I'm not sure if it'll work the higher we go, just because the share size will get higher and higher, and you're really only increasing it by $10 each time. So I don't necessarily think it's going to scale well, but at least for right now, it kind of works. So we'll see. We shall see. So here was our trade today, RCUS. We ended up top ticking it on this move. We got the little poke through 31. We thought we hit it at 31.50. The high here was 31.57. And unfortunately, the bid dropped on us. We got 31.36. We took 75% off here at that previous resistance at 31. We got 31.09 for that. And we tried to do the pivots. And if you guys haven't watched my video today, you'll have to go watch it. It was pretty funny. I threw a friend's meme in there all about pivots. And yeah, it was pretty cool. I like the direction I kind of went with that. It felt more me, bring some humor to the channel. It was fun. Look for that in the future as well. But I think we're done with pivots. I am not emotionally cut out to trade pivots. I don't like it. The fact that we could have been in AA all day, I can't do it. It's not who I am. I'm the person. One of the whole reasons I got into trading was to hit it and quit it, basically. Be done trading early in the morning. Use the morning volatility to be in and out no later than 11 o'clock. If I have the time throughout the day to come back and something pops up and I can trade it, sure. But I want the majority of my trading to be done 10:30, 11 o'clock. Because the whole purpose of this was to not only be financially free, hopefully in the future from this, but to free up my day to better use my time to do other things, right? Find other investment opportunities, be with the kids, go on field trips, whatever it may be. But to sit around all day just to try to squeeze a little bit more out of one single trade every once in a while, trading the pivots. Yes, you can monitor it from your phone and all this stuff, but it's just, no, I'm not doing it. I can't do it. But I need to be done 10:30, 11 o'clock, get the F out of Dodge, and go about my day, right? Put the video out for YouTube, do that stuff, which is somewhat a business, right, at this point. So trying to find other investment opportunities. I'm going to stick with that one. That's probably the best one. Find other sources of income that can be a better use of your time versus letting that 25% that, in this instance, like, let's just give you an example. Say we bounce here, comes down, and then we bounce like from here all the way down to 29, right? Doesn't make a new pivot. So technically my pivot's all the way up here at 31. So I'm sitting here watching it, and then it just bounces and takes all day. It just steady climbs all the way back up to 31 and stops me out, right? Near the end of the day. So all day I watch this thing, and this is obviously a scenario that probably wouldn't happen, but I watched this thing all day just to get stopped out, where I could have just been out of this trade on the second dump for even more money than I would have made anyway in 5-6 hours of less time, right? Sure, if you're trading much bigger size, this could make a much bigger difference. But again, how much is your time worth, right? How much is your time worth at that point to have to know emotionally that you're still in a trade no matter what you're doing the rest of the day? You're going to, instead of spending that time with your kid on his field trip, every once in a while, you're going to be checking your phone just to see what's going on, right? To me, that's just unacceptable. That is not what I want. So I'm just going to stop doing it right now. The only thing that I can see myself doing, and I was talking to Brian about this earlier, is that I'm going to trail out. So hold on one sec. No more pivots. Get the pivots out of here. And yes, I know I'm speaking to you, David. You're part of the inspiration. But yeah, I'm going to trail. And I think I came up with a pretty good system because I went back and looked at my charts, and I was speaking with Brian earlier, and the way that he does it, and I like the idea, we're going to give it a try, is he uses the scale on the price, like the price scale. So if he's in a trade, say he takes 75%, and here's the other thing. I'm actually going to make this a 60% button. I'm actually just going to do it right now. And I'm going to tell you why after I do it. I'll do it on the other one as well. Actually, you know what? Let me save this. Let me go back to Tesla because I just like having them up. Man, look at the run they made. Save, just so I don't forget. Okay. So the reason I'm saying that is in the future, as our share size gets a little bit bigger, I'm looking on the drop to take 75% off, right? We're looking to get that cash money right off the bat on the nice drop and pretty much guarantees us a green trade, right? That's goal number one. So now let's zoom in here. So now we get this drop, this secondary drop. This is where the 60% button comes in, right? We have 25% of our position left. If we take 60% of that 25%, that's technically 15% of that 25%. So it'll leave us with 10%, right? So that'll basically lock in 90% of our trade on that move there. Then what we can do is we take the price scale here, and about here is where we normally are. So basically you take, and I mean, you can see I can scroll out pretty much for 2 days and look how small it looks, and the price scale is still the same. So it's not that big of a deal, no matter how you look at it. So it would be 50 cents. So in this case, your trail would be 50 cents. You can make it a little bit more than that. You do what you got to do, but that would be your general consensus. So like on AA, for instance, if you scroll out here, so it looks to be, where's that move from? Here we go. So let's scroll in here. So here it looks like it's about 12 cents. So obviously, and Brian made a good point, how long do you want to stay in the trade? Do you think this trade is going to fade the rest of the day? So yeah, it says 12 cents, but 12, 13 cents. If you think this thing's going to fade a little bit, you can give it, say, 20 cents, right? You can give it a little bit more room. If you're a little more iffy on it, you can, just make it that 12 cents, right? But that's what he does. He uses this side price bar scale, whatever you want to call it, as a guide, right? And that's all it is. Sorry, I ate an orange before getting on the air. There was a piece of the skin stuck in my teeth. But and don't worry, there's a Roomba that goes around. It will pick that up, okay? It's okay. Yeah, live system development, this is true. But yes, the trail is going to be a thing. There is not going to be any more pivots. And that's that. We're going to be doing everything else the same. And speaking of doing everything else the same, let's pull up. Let's go full screen here. So this is basically the full month of May, but it is also, and the reason I say almost the full month of May is because when we started our 112, we started it on May 8th. So when we first started doing the 112 system again, it was May 8th. So I've just been keeping track since then. And as you can see, we've been doing pretty good. And if you don't remember, if we take a look at CAR and we go down and look at the chart, the reason that this was a loser was because down here when we took that first cover, we hit the 50% button. We didn't hit the 75% button. So if we would have hit the 75% button here, this would have actually been it would have barely been a green trade, because I did the math. If we got the same price on both of our covers, just being 75% and 25%, we would have had a green trade. So technically, we would have been at 100% for the month of May on all of our trades. We made 18 trades. Technically had the one loser here on CAR. Now keep in mind, our risk on all of these trades has been it's been $50, but if you really go back and look at the risk on each one of these trades, which I should have done, I should have went ahead and did that, because I could have went through and determined like what high of day was after we had our average set, and we could have determined what the actual risk was. But any max loss on a trade, to me, we were shooting for $50, and I don't think we ever even came close to that. And you know what? Let's do a couple of them, just out of curiosity. So like on RCUS today, let's pull out the calculator. So RCUS, our average was 31.36, and we already know high of day was 31.57. So 31.57, so 21 cents. 21 cents times, how many shares do we have? 15. So 15 times 21. So 315 is what we were risking. So, let's go ahead and do this. Let's just put the stop loss in. So I guess technically this can do it for us. So 31.57. There we go, 315. All right, let's go back to the dashboard. And let's put the risk back up here. Oops. Yep, there we go, risk. And there we go, okay. So AA, we got 2 entries here, so we are gonna need our calculator here. Well, technically, no, we don't, because it'll do it for us. But we can go down and we can look at what the high of day was, which was 1067. We can just throw that in there real quick. Oops. And it'll tell us our risk was 1081. And on this trade, we made 1253. So we technically, again, 2 in a row, made more than we were risking. And this is what, the whole point that I'm getting behind here is the returns on these may not have been great, but we have been making more than we were risking on any of these trades. So let's go here to PAGS. And I actually meant to do this before. I've been meaning to do this, I should say. So 3283. So technically, we pretty much top ticked this one. Our risk on this one was only 75 cents, and we made 15.20. So that's a pretty good return there. ARNC. High of day here was this candle, 1578. Yo, high floaters. What's that? What's high floaters? What's up, Mr. Nice? So we were risking 1056 here. So this is the first one that we actually made less than we were risking. Let's take a look at the chart here, see what happened. Yeah, which actually kind of sucks because it actually looks like we traded this one pretty well. But I do remember this one saying that we were looking for that ad closer to 16, and we just didn't get that push because we were a little early on this one. So it makes sense. But the reason I'm doing this too real quick is because then we can go back to the reports and we can see what our risk to reward ratio is. All right, let's see. High of day here, 1895, 1895. And if I put followed plan on pretty much any of these trades, by the way, I don't think I would have any of the 18 trades pop up. So risking $1.04 here made 615. Now, keep in mind, guys, we are going to start upping our share size if you're just tuning in here. So these numbers might look small, but every week we're going to be upping the share size. And I always tell everyone, sure, what I'm trading right now is super small. But if you really, really are that bothered by it, just add a 0 to this, right? My charts are going to look the exact same when I finally get to where I have basically added a 0 behind my share size. So if I'm trading 15 shares, eventually I'm going to get to where I'm trading 150 shares. It's really not that big of a jump, right? I mean, it's a big jump from 15 to 150. But what I'm saying is, as far as me getting up to that point, I'm probably going to be there pretty soon. So this 256 is going to be 2560. This 1033 is going to be 133. This 1355 is going to be 130 and 55 cents, and so forth, right? So if it really bothers you that much that it's small shares, just add a 0 for now and kind of dream about it. Because that's the whole point of starting small like this is to hammer something down, become consistent with it, right? I always tell you the two things I always preach on here: risk management and being consistent, right? Find something, find an edge, make sure it's profitable, and then become consistent at it. And that's what I'm doing, right? Why risk more than you have to find that? If you have to start small because you have a smaller account, then do it, right? There's no shame. There's no shame in saying I'm only making $4 today because I'm developing a system to make sure it's profitable before I decide to scale up and risk more money, right? You're not going to just go out there blind and say, I know nothing about how to do something here. Let me give you the max amount of money that I can put on it and hopefully it works. That's not how it works. So make fun all you want, but I'm taking my time. I'm doing it the right way. Some people might want to, jump in a little bit deeper with the figures. Go for it. Hey, everybody's risk tolerance is different. $100 to me might be $1,000 to you. I don't know your situation. I don't know what your financials are like, but I know that I'm starting with a smaller account. I have to start where I'm at. And yeah, you may be able to start with an extra zero behind everything as far as what I'm doing, but you can shame me all you want, but you shouldn't. You shouldn't look down on me just because I'm trading smaller size. My charts are what you should be focused on. So when I see these numbers, I already know what my charts look like, and I'm calculating risk. I'm looking at win percentage. I'm looking at risk versus reward. I'm looking at those things. I'm not looking at the actual return numbers, because as I scale up, those will go up with it, and I'm not too worried about that. And I usually do say that, Mr. Nice. I'm comfortable with people risking between 1% to 3%, but if you are new, you should be risking no more than 1%. And my account size is right now, it's at $4,102. As you guys know, I never hide those things from you right there. So right here, $4,102, and 1% of my account would be $40, right? So risking $50 is pretty close, right? I don't feel the need to go much lower than that, especially because in like these types of trades, it's not really, I'm almost never getting to that point anyway. So, all right, let's finish this up. 31.23. Dog is snoring in the background. At least he's not walking around. What's worse, his nails as he's walking around or when he snores? So risking 560 to make 712 there. LB. I'm noticing as I scroll through these, all of these say do not follow plan, or did not follow plan. High of day here was 1436. What was that cover there? Oh, that's that break even trade I took. I remember that one. I remember I was saying it felt like it was getting held up. 1436. So yeah, this one's probably going to look kind of silly. Made $1, but we were risking more, so not too bad. 550. Let's see if I can do it this way. It'd probably be quicker, so I went the wrong way. I actually asked them to implement this feature, and then now that it's there, I almost never use it. And it was made just for these specific cases where we're going through each of the trades. All right, BJ. Yes, please. High of day here was 32.47. I remember saying we wanted to get that ad through 32.50, and it just didn't get through. I remember that trade. That wasn't too long ago. So this was another one. Risk 10.50, made 8.75, so not too bad. Car, this is the one that we kind of messed up. Get out of there. Stop it. All right, so technically, we took our take profit higher than high of day. So I wonder, let's see. High of day was 17.11, and our last take profit. So we'll put 17.11 because technically that was our risk. So yeah, this one was a little interesting. But as you can see, even after getting that second entry, we still were only sitting at 17.85 as a risk. And it would have had, and if we would have got that third ad, it would have been pretty close to $50. But as you can see, it didn't even get there. All right, AZUL. This was kind of unplanned, so sorry as we're jetting through this real quick. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to jump in. 883, we're almost done this part. Kind of good content if you ask me, because this is something that you guys should be doing anyway, journaling and kind of going through your statistics and finding your holes, find any way that you can be better every single day. It's funny because Brian literally just said that. He said, tomorrow you'll be a better trader, and then the next day you'll be a better trader. If you can keep that mentality and actually make it true, you're gonna eventually figure this thing out. You're gonna be better. You're gonna be a profitable trader. And I do feel I am a profitable trader at this point. It's just a matter of scaling it up. That's really all it is. So ever since at the beginning of this month, this month was completely different and eye-opening to me. I feel like all the knowledge that I've learned since MTSI and LYV, those two big losses that I've taken, accompanied with everything else that I've tried after the LYV trade to get back to the point where I'm going back to like my roots with the 112 system that worked so well for me, minus those two trades. I feel like we're gonna make this thing happen this time around. There was so much emotion behind those two trades that if I just didn't let the emotions behind me, instead of it being $1,000 loss and an $800 loss, it would have been $120 loss and a $200 loss. So instead of losing $1,800, I would have lost $300. That's a huge difference, and we would probably still be trading the 112 and probably still be on the upward P&L, where those would have just been like little divots in the road. And unfortunately, they weren't. They were effing cliffs that I decided to fall off of, and it set me back, right? So that's part of the trading journey. You're going to have those setbacks. It's just really how quickly you can come back from them is the key there. So this one might not look the best. 550 is what we made on this. High of day was 230. We'll see. This was a lower priced one. Yeah, we were risking 13. So that one, I can see it looks like we were probably looking for the ad if it wanted to run up towards 250, but it didn't. And our second ad there was a little bit early. You can see both of our covers are down near our first entry, but not quite probably what we were looking for. But obviously still a winning trade nonetheless. All right. Did I click it? I don't think I clicked. There we go. So I didn't click it. MNLO. And keep in mind, this was also before. Now we're into the area where I wasn't using the 500 divided by price. This is back when I was using the range based on the max loss being $50, which actually ended up being a little bit lower share size than with the 500 divided by price. So, and there's a funny story with the first trade when we came back to 112, which I'll show you when we get there. Okay, high of day here. What the heck is this? This chart looks silly. There's no way, I was going to say, there's no way it actually looked like that, is it? So it looks like it should be 193. Let's see what it says here. It says 191. We're going to go with 193, though, because it looks like what it actually was. I don't know what's up with that chart there. So we're risking 2. We made 4, so that's good there. Made 2 to 1. GERN. We got, ooh, no chart there. Interesting. This is a good one, though. Let's see what our price was here. So we got in at 222, added at 239. Almost got our first cover all the way back down there at the 222 area. Let's say we actually only took 50% off, and then it made a nice drop, so that's probably why. So 239.5. So we were risking 9, made 13. Nice there. And this is what I was trying to say. Our max loss is 50, but on any given trade, if we're nailing the tops of these things, we're most likely not getting that high. So like even here, so like 1793, see if that lines up. So that's kind of mind-boggling. I wonder how many of these are actually wrong. Oh, here it is. Oh, okay, it's on this candle. Can't see it. This thing's in the way. Can we go back? Oh, there we go. So that's a 1790. I wonder how many of these are off a little bit, because it does look like it poked through. We'll put 1792. That's what it looks like. That is one thing they're in the process of figuring out, and that's pretty cool. It does put the dotted line on there for your risk. Is doing like a running tally, kind of like some of the other journal sites do, because TraderSync is still new, right? So they're still focusing on figuring out a lot of things. So risking 210 there, made 533. And I think this was the one, UNFI. We ended up with 4 entries on this one. And it was actually an accident, and you can see here, I hit the button by accident right after this one. It was almost like a double entry, so I just kind of went with it, and I just added another, like it would have been my normal 112, and it actually did go against us a little bit after that, but it did work out in our favor. I remember in the moment, I just tried to act like I didn't hit that button. I didn't mean to hit it, and then I hit it where I would have normally hit it, so it did work out. But I do remember this was the first day that we went back to 112, I believe. Does this say the 8th? No, this is actually the 13th, so maybe this wasn't it. But I do remember saying crap, like when I hit that button. And I was just like, because you'll see 17, 17, and then 34 was the 2. But that second time when I hit it, it was the first 34. So then I was like, uh-oh, I'm going to get a little bit bigger than I want. But even so, let's see what it looked like on the chart first. About 2190 something. Let's see what it says here. 2191. So it's about right. 2191. So, okay. So not that good. I didn't realize we were risking that much. I didn't realize we got down that far. Looking at the chart, it doesn't look that bad, but apparently it was. So in that particular case, I don't have P&L on my screen. So by hitting that button one extra time, I guess it got a little carried away. So it ended up not being so good of a trade as far as risk reward goes. But I guess, those are going to happen. I don't dislike the trade though. We just started it early. You can even see that wasn't really extended when we first got in. Really up here should have been our first entry anyway, but neither here nor there. We shall move on, right? We're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Once you find your edge, it's just discipline and money management. That's what Justin Stemple told me. It's so true. It really is. And I found my edge. I found this edge so long ago, and I let it slip away, right? The discipline, the emotions to keep the discipline on MTSI, and then again on LYV. And I'm going to show you guys that curve and where MTSI and LYV hit, and you'll see how the emotions can just take over. But let's finish this. We're almost done. Get out of there. High of day here was 415. Yep, 415. Let's take a look at the chart real quick. Yep, right on 415. So 550, made 4. Nothing wrong with that. Cars. We played cars a couple times. This one doesn't even have my entries on it. High was 687. Take a look at the chart. Looks like we top tick that thing. It does look like 687. So our risk on this is almost going to be nothing. $1. Made 13. So just out of curiosity, 130, and what did we make on it? Like 28? About 464. So we were risking 4.64 to make 1 essentially on that one trade versus that one, right? We were risking 1 to make 13. So nothing wrong with that. But obviously when they run against you, it can be a lot more in the wrong direction. Okay, 1870, or it looks like we top tick this one too. Looks like 686-ish. 685.5. Pretty close. 685.5. So like here we were risking 385, made 1870. Right, so that's what 4, 8, 12, 16. So it's a little over 4 to 1, and that was the first one. Okay, so I remember on this day, because I remember seeing 110 shares. I was like, oh, on this day we used we were using 750. So just to show you, we went down to 500 after this, and actually the next day we went to the range buttons. So we only used the 750 button for one day, and it worked out obviously, but then we were like, okay, we need to figure out the risk parameters a little bit better as we're coming back and so forth. So, and we got those a little bit more set now, and now it's just a matter of scaling up. So now we got our risk here. Let's see if when we go over to the overview, if we can get any risk parameters here real quick, and I will also show you where MTSI and LYV happened. So average return 860. Well, that's net. Average gain is 931. That's before commissions and stuff. Profit loss ratio 45.21 to 1 right now. That'd be pretty crazy if it was if we would have had that win on cars. Where's the, see, I'm looking for the one that says risk. Here we go. So average risk 1380. So average R 1112. So that's not too bad. But you'll see right now our net R 248.44, average R profits 13.56. So that's taking all the risk into account versus how much we were actually risking versus how much we made. So not too bad. Not too bad. All right, so let's get rid of this right here and let's watch what happens. So this is my entire Raid. I have, if you look down in the description, there is a link for TraderSync. You get a discount if you want to use it. But I'm affiliated with them, so I have the privilege of having the best one. Whatever the best one is on there is what I have. I don't know the name of it, to be completely honest. I'd have to go look. See if, does this work? Yeah, here. Nope. I was hoping it would take me to just the main. Let's see. I would say to get started, though, you don't need the big one. But you can try it free, too. Yeah, the Elite. But when you sign up, you get a discount, so it wouldn't be this price. And also, with the discount, you can still do the year, too, which would bring it down even more. So, I wonder... I think it doesn't... I don't know if it shows you the price, or if you'd have to actually put the... I think you have to put the code in when you're actually signing out. But if you read through all of this, you don't necessarily need all of this. I would say the Pro account is probably best, and you could probably get away with just using the free basic one. But having the trade import and like the calendar view, like the weekly reports, the hour, like those to me are the ones that you need. But when you start getting into the other ones, like having the evaluator, the simulator, stuff like that, I don't necessarily think you need those things. So I would say really the Pro is what I would go for, at least personally. Like if I had to pay for it, the Pro is what I would go for. Okay, so let's actually let's go to February 8th. Let's get rid of everything before February 8th because that doesn't really matter. February 8th of 2019 is when I started trading the 112. It's when I found ISW and I said, okay, let's try this 112. Let's get it. And you're going to see the consistency that I found was amazing. And then you're going to see two huge cliffs and you're going to be like, what the F? So right out of the gate, I was trying to figure out, okay, how does this work? How do the scanners work? How does 112 work? And then you can see, I figured it out, right? Oh, okay, this is how it works. And look at this, from under 0 up to about 1,000. And I started getting confident. I started scaling up. Look at this. You can see where I started scaling up. And I was like, all right, we're going to do this thing. And I believe at the top of this, I had a 28 trade win streak. I'm pretty sure it was 28. Maybe it was the second one, because here it's only max consecutive wins 32. I don't know where that was, but I'm pretty sure it was right in here because I was just on fire. I couldn't lose. I was like, I can't. This 112 is amazing. I'm just gonna keep doing it, and I'm just gonna keep scaling up, and I'm gonna be rich. Like, this is easy, right? I had been trading for a little under a year at that point. I started in late August 2018, and now we're talking right around April of 2019. So about 8 months, and I'm like, okay, I figured this out. I don't know why it takes people 3+ years to figure this out. Well, I found a consistently profitable strategy, but what I didn't find and didn't really understand, even though I was a poker player and should have understood this, was risk management. And as you can see, when you're winning, all is fine and dandy. But when you finally find a trade that says, this isn't the trade for you, bro, you should practice some risk management on this trade, brah. And I did not. So as you can see, there was a nice little cliff here. I went from being up 946 to down $44. So pretty much $1,000 on the money, and that's before commissions. I think I had over 20 some tickets on that trade. This is back when I was using SureTrader. So they were $5 a ticket. So do the math. It's not pretty. It's $100 just in commissions as well, on top of the $1,000 that I lost in the trade itself. So not only did I give back pretty much everything from the beginning of March, it was basically 2 months worth of winning in one trade. That is poor risk management. I actually decided to take a month off, and I pretty much paper traded until I could figure out how to not let that happen again. Because if you look in here, the month of June is missing. See how it goes from 522 to 702? I took the month of June off, and I actually paper traded the entire month, trying to figure out how to never let this happen again. And I came back, and look what happened. I figured it out, right? I figured it out. And then we went through a period in the market where the market wasn't necessarily aligning with how I was trading. And we kind of went through a dry spell here. We just kind of consolidated. But then everything started to line up again. And I said, okay, we got back above that little dry spot. We're peaking. We're at our all-time highs here. Let's go, right? Started scaling up again. Literally, you can see the day right here is when I scaled up. I think it was like the second day. And sure enough, LYV, right? MTSI right after we scaled up. I'm not blaming because I scaled up is why it happened. It's just unfortunate that both times this happened was right after I scaled up. But 2 times I scaled up. And when you scale up, usually what's happening, you're confident that you can scale up. So if you're scaling up because your confidence is at an all-time high, that means that you really need to keep your risk management and your emotions in check, because I'm living proof. I'm showing you right now, $1,000 here, MTSI. Let's see what this was. 1345 all the way down to 686. So 7, what was that, like 7 something? It happens. It was like 750, and that's before commissions. I had almost the same amount of commissions on this one as I did over here, because I started just hitting whack-a-mole on that thing. And I broke every rule in the book on both of those trades. I didn't 1-1-2 and then cut when I should have. I did not want to accept the loss, because for 32 trades in a row, all I had to do was just keep hitting the button, and eventually it would come down and I would have a winner. And then until I kept hitting the button and it would just keep going higher. And then I would reduce and then it would go higher. And then I would reduce and then add back and it would go higher. And then before you know it, you're down $1,000. Before you know it, you're down $700. So you really have to go through and find your inner being that wants to just overtrade and not lose, and tell that person to get the F out, because you're going to have these moments. You're going to have trades where they just do not do what you want them to do. And the sooner you can realize and pick up that it's not doing what you want it to do, and you can follow your system, the system that has proven to work, the moment that you veer away from that system, this is what happens. You have these cliffs, because you broke the system. You let your emotions take over. You couldn't accept that you were in a losing trade. You said, no, I'm going to win. I'm too busy winning. I don't have time to lose, and I don't have time to go backwards. I need to go straight up. I need to be making that cheddar. That was really corny. I need to be making that money. So I want this to be what you guys see. I want you to learn from this. I want you to realize you need to have a consistently profitable strategy edge, whatever you want to call it, and you need to have risk management. Those are the two things. You can't have one without the other. I had a consistently profitable strategy. I still do. But without risk management, you're going to go nowhere. You're just going to keep doing this over and over again. I'm a prime example. I'm showing you it kept happening, right? And then after this, I said, man, I thought I took a month off. I started coming, I grinded all the way back up. We had that off time. Now keep in mind, this is from July all the way to December, the end of December. I thought I figured it out, and then it happened again. So I thought that I figured it out, but clearly I didn't. So then I'm starting to doubt myself. Is it the system? Is it me? And look at what happens. I'm just up and down, up and down, up and down, trying all kinds of new things, trying to modify the system, you guys have been along for the journey for the most part, trying single entries, trying different ways of shorting the front side, like the back side of the front side, like things that I was overcomplicating. That's what this whole section here from the end of December until till May 8th of this month, I was just completely chopping around, trying to figure out how to become this again, consistently profitable. How to become this again, consistently profitable. How to become this again, consistently profitable, without letting this happen. The only problem is I already had the system, right? I have the consistently profitable system. I just didn't have the other piece of the puzzle, the risk management, right? So that is what we are getting. If you've noticed lately, I've been focused so much on risk management because I clearly know how to make money with this strategy. Now it's a matter of keeping that money, right? The risk management behind it. So as you can see, February 8th, right here, ever since then, you can start to see we're finally some kind of relevance to the upside, right? Here it was just like chopping around down, chopping around down, chopping around down, a little bit up, a little bit up. Okay, maybe we figured something out. And then, no, we didn't figure anything out. Oh, nope, we didn't figure anything out. Nope, we didn't figure anything out. And then I was like, you know what? Screw this. I actually came back to my journal and I looked at this and I said, what's the problem? What's the problem? There was two problems, MTSI and LYV. That was it. Everything else is just like chop, little, losses here and there, like those are going to happen. These are the two problems. Imagine if, let me see if I can actually draw this out a little bit. What the heck? Imagine, delete, move this over here. Imagine if this was only that $130 loss I was telling you about. That would put us right around here. Let me choose a different color. Oh, we'll go with like a darker blue. And we'll make it an actual pen. There we go. So imagine it was $130 loss like that. And then we'll try to mimic the rest of the chart here. We need a smaller line. Where is the size of the line? There we go. All right. So if we go from here, side, that, and then we go down, and then we start going all the way up, right? We got that up, 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 up. And then we're like this, and we're like this, and we're like this, go sideways, and then we start going up, up through. And now imagine LYV, we did the same thing. Say this was like a $200 loss instead of a $700 loss. It would be like this, and then right here. So look at where we're at now compared to where we ended up down here. And imagine we'd be like, oh, imagine looking at this. You're like, whatever. Look at this. Look at how awesome that is. It's ascending. This is awesome. Who cares about that $200 loss? We're killing it, right? And then in the process, you're probably still scaling up a little bit. So this might even be up higher, right? Then we don't lose this whole, 5 months of trying to figure out whatever the F this was, right? And now we're back to right where we were within the system, right? Minus these two trades. There was absolutely nothing wrong with the system. It was me. I was the problem, right? My emotions, the willing to not want to lose was the problem. So that looks like I'm a football coach or something now. So that's where we're at. That's where we're at with this. And I want you guys the whole point of that was for you guys to understand the importance of risk management. That's what this whole thing was about. Understand the importance of risk management. The strategy is important, yes, but you can't find a profitable strategy in the long term if you don't have proper risk management. Because if you're trying a bad strategy that isn't profitable and you lose all your money while you're doing it, then you're done, right? You don't have any more money. So Risk management. Start small. There's no shame in starting small. There's no shame in starting off paper trading. There's no shame in starting off with a free account using crappy execution software just for the free trades. There's no shame in that. Don't try to just jump in when you shouldn't just be jumping in. Like, if you don't know how to swim, you're not just going to go jump in the deep end. That's stupid, right? There's so many more analogies you can throw at that, but that was just the first one that popped into my head. If you start a new job as, I don't know, I'm just trying to think of, I'm thinking of the most dangerous job you can think of. What if you have a job where I was like, what the heck? What if you have a job where you're dealing with like burning down gold or something, like, right? You have something that's like super hot and you have to use these specialized gloves, specialized tools and stuff like that. You get hired as like an apprentice and you've never done this stuff before. You're not just going to jump in there and do it without any knowledge of what you're doing, right? You could die. Why would you do that? It doesn't make any sense, right? So why would you do that with trading? Why would you just take all of your money and just throw it at something and you don't have any clue what you're doing? Take your time, learn. It's no different than a real job. This should be a job, right? You should treat this as a job, a business. You should treat this as, hey, people go to school for 4 years to get a college degree before they even go to work in that field. And sometimes they don't even go work in that field. But the point is, they're taking 4 years that they're paying a university to go to learn how to do something specifically out in the workforce. Why should this be any different? You shouldn't be able to just jump into this and know what you're doing in a couple weeks, a couple months, even a couple years for some people, right? I'm coming up on 2 years and I am just now starting to feel like I'm a profitable trader and I can actually make this work. So take that for what it's worth, but definitely, again, the two things I preach, risk management and be consistent. That's the two things. Keep those going. Jonathan, what's up, man? Bro science meets reality. Bro. I miss you, Brad. Yeah, right. There's no shame. Guys, if you need a journal, try TraderSync out. It's amazing. It shows you some pretty cool stuff. You can get the free trial, try it out. And again, discount link down in the description if you do want to sign up. It's, again, another thing. I only support and put the affiliate links down in the description for things that I use and actually believe in. I do not put those down there to make money off of you guys. I put those down there to help you. These are things that I would be using anyway. So if I can help you guys get a cheaper price on the same things that I'm using because I feel that they're helpful and will help you long-term in your trading career, that's the reason I'm doing it. People ask me all the time, oh, you make affiliate money off of those things. Well, yeah, I went out of my way to help you guys to get the affiliation to get you a cheaper price. It would only be fair if I get some support back for doing all that, right? It's the same with CMEG. I don't really get much from CMEG, but I save you guys $1 a ticket. That's pretty huge. Instead of just signing up normally and paying $3.95 a ticket, you get $2.95 a ticket. That's pretty awesome. Same with ISW. The normal price for ISW, I think you're getting up to like 30% off when you use the discount link. Same with TraderSync. I think I don't know if it's like, I don't know exactly what their percentage is. I think I have it listed in there. But again, same thing. And sure, of course it helps the channel. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of an affiliate link. But the reason I did those in the first place was to help, not to make myself money. If I get any kind of kickback from that, sure, it's appreciated. But you guys know at this point, I invest everything back into the channel to try to grow the channel to help out more people just like yourself. So, and again, I never claimed to be a professional. Hopefully one day I am, and we can look back on this and say, hey, we all started this together and now look at us, right? That's the whole point of this. The whole point of this channel was to pretty much document my journey, and it's become something so much bigger than me or you or anybody, right? We're trying to become a community to really harness the power of the 10%. Yeah, I went there. What version of TraderSync do you have? I have the elite version. We were just talking about it. But I was saying that the only version that you probably actually need is the pro version. I don't think you guys need all the bells and whistles. The pro version is probably all that you would need. But I think with the discount link, I'm pretty sure he told me this, you can get the percentage off from the discount link, and you can still get the percentage off from the yearly subscription. So you would kind of get like a double discount, I think. I'm pretty sure. I think that was one of those ones where he said to kind of be hush-hush about it. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's a thing, because I don't think he wanted me to tell you that. But just like Webull, if you guys don't have a Webull account yet, pull out your phone, open up the Webull account, go to the description down below, click the Webull link, open up an account. Just for doing that, you don't have to put in any credit card info. You don't have to put in bank account info. You don't have to do any of that crap. They'll give you one free stock just for opening an account. The whole reason I even did the Webull thing was because they're stupid. They will literally give you 2 free stocks. One, just for opening the account, but they'll give you that second free stock for literally depositing $100. $100, they'll give you 2 total free stocks, the one for opening the account, one for the deposit of the $100. You just have to let those stocks sit there for a month, never make a trade, and you can sell those 2 stocks and withdraw your $100. Why would you not do that? If you haven't done it, go do it. It's silly not to do it. You have to have $100 laying around. You get 2 free stocks. Let them sit there, right? Take your $100 back out, and now you got 2 free stocks working for you. I think when I did it the last time, I got well, let me move this real quick. The stock that I got was DCAR. I want to say it was DCAR. Let's take a look at where DCAR is. I'll know if that's the one. Nope, it's not DCAR. It was like a $50 stock. Here, let me just pull Webull up. I can just show you. But I mean, if you guys are trading, and I know that I would hope that most of you are, you have to have $100 lying around. it's so simple. Oh, it's saying I'm not logged in. I'm gonna assume that. Okay. So actually, did I get? Oh, that's right. I have the ones from before. Where's? Nope, not trade. It's an account, stocks. I don't even remember how to use this. Account position. Here we go. So I have some of Siri. I have 9 shares of Siri, and I have 1 share of PCAR, not DCAR. Dang, that's actually went up quite a bit. I think when I got it, it was at like 50. Let's see. But that was one of my free stocks that I got. So, yeah, I want to say it was like low. I guess it was low 60s. Because I want to say I got it over in this area right here. So it was probably like 65, 64, 65. I mean, I guess it could have been over here. I wonder if it tells me when I acquired it. I don't know. But you guys get the idea. It's free. And it's up to, you get like up to $1,200. Like the stock that you can get. Let me pull it up here. To me, it's just silly that you wouldn't do it. I'm not saying you specifically, but for some reason these are taking so long to process. It's kind of annoying because I usually like to have the videos after this process, but anyways. So down here, did I take it out? I may have taken it out because I was getting, whoops. Look at me saying, hey, do this, and I don't even have it down there. Well, that's stupid. Why did I take it out? I think I might have took it out when I took some of the other stuff out because nobody was using it. Because it was like I kept saying it and nobody would use it. I'm just gonna put it in the chat. Let me scroll back a few here. Let's see if it's in the. There we go. I mainly wanted to show you guys. Okay. And just to show you, it's in fine. They put it right here on the front. So now's a great time to get 2 free stocks. So, and I do believe you have to do it on your phone. That's the one catch. So it says open an account, get first free stock value between $2.50 and $250, and then make your initial deposit of $100 or more and get a second free stock value between $1,200 and $1,400. So just for making an account and opening or depositing $100, and like I said, if you hit the learn more, it says somewhere in here that you have to hold it for 30 days, and that's like, here it is. Once a stock is awarded to the participants, they have 30 days to claim it. Any free stocks not claimed, that's not the one I was looking for. Hold on. Somewhere in here it says that you have to hold it for 30 days. Here it is. Users may hold or sell the awarded stock that has been credited to their account. The cash value received from the sale of the stock must be held in their account for at least 30 days before being withdrawn. The cash value of the stock is determined by the price of the stock at the time user received it. However, a user can use the cash value received to buy other eligible securities. So if you want to use it to continue to trade on Webull, you can. But if you want to just take it off, like I'm saying you could, because it's just free money, you just have to wait 30 days. That's it. So the $100 you can put in and then take right back out. But the awarded stock, you would have to let it sit after you sell it for 30 days. So that's it. So you have, I mean, obviously there's an opportunity. Yeah, you could get $1,650 worth of $1,650 worth of stock if you were super lucky. But obviously that's not going to happen. But it is a possibility. So I just don't understand why you wouldn't do it. I'm going to put that in the chat just so you guys have it, but I didn't put it in the I don't talk about it enough, and I'm not going to promote it because it's just silly to me. So that's why I probably took it out of my description, but there's the link if you guys want to do that. And I do get like one free stock out of it, and I haven't gotten one. As you see, they keep giving me Siri, which is really not worth too much. What is it worth? Worth $583. So every time one of you guys sign up, I get Siri. Just so you know, that seems to be what they keep giving me. As you saw, I had 9 of them. But yeah. So anybody else have any questions, comments, concerns? I think we pretty much went over everything. I just noticed that I changed these to 60%, but I did not change it in the title. So let me do that real quick. I say we changed everything to scale up a little bit going into next week. We went over pretty much all of our trades from this month. Basically went over why risk management is key. Let me go back to Tesla here just because, I don't know. I just like looking at where Tesla is when I load up my broker. Tesla and the SPY. I just kind of keep tabs on them. Crap, I need to move this back perfectly now. Oh, come on. I just need you to stay there so I can save, please. How's the mic sounded, by the way? I got the new cord for it today, the new charging cord. So hopefully it won't come loose anymore. It definitely has a better connection to the power points or the power placement of it. So hopefully it like won't stay. Why is it doing that? All right, I'm going to just leave it there. See if it'll let me move it up after that. Save. Yes. And we'll try one more time. Yeah. Nope. What the heck? It won't let me stay up in the corner. It keeps like moving it down for some reason. Wish I could move it up with the whatever. When you hit your 75% button, do you have a set amount you're waiting for the stock to hit, like 10 cents or 20 cents? No, not usually. Just to go back to RCUS real quick, I'm usually looking for a key area. So whether it's like 50% of the move, whether it's previous resistance, whatever it may be, it's kind of a feel thing. Just like it's a feel thing to enter the stock on the front side. You're kind of feeling for the stock to kind of hit the bottom of that push down. And that's usually where I'm going to look to take 75%. And then again, the reason I would look to take 60% after the 75% is to get down to a 10%. And then I'll be looking to set a trail. Now, I know a lot of people have asked me before how to set a trail. What you would do, go over here, stop tight, stop type, you would hit trailing. And then over here, in this case, it would be 50 cents. So you would just put 0.5 for 50 cents, and then you would put it in, and that would be your stop. So that's how you set a trailing stop. You'll be seeing me do that next week. So if you have any questions in watching me do it, so be it. But that's all I got. Any other questions, comments, concerns? I do think I'm going to try to edit this down. Maybe do like some nuggets, a little Friday night live stream recap for anybody that does want to tune in. They don't have to sit here and watch the whole thing. What do you guys think of that? You think that would be a good idea, or is that too much? People want to come watch the Friday night live stream. They can sit here and just watch the Friday night live stream. I think I'll do that. I don't think there's any point in doing that. I think tomorrow I'm actually going to start finishing up the general tips videos that I was doing. Things are finally starting to become a little bit normal here at the home front. So I feel like I can actually take the time to put a video together, an extra video. For the last 3 months. You guys know we're coming up on 3 months of quarantine. It's crazy. I can't believe 3 months have went by. But yeah, it's been a little hectic here at my household with the kids and whatnot. But I do not have anything else. Oh, speaking, one last thing, since you guys are here, I do plan to go back. I've been trying to change my habits a little bit, and the last 2 nights I went to bed early at like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and it felt amazing. And I made a rule with myself. I'm not going to bed any later than 10 o'clock from now on. Friday nights are going to be a little different, but to help with that, I am going to bring the Friday night live streams back down in time, way back in time. I know it's going to be bad for some people because we're not all on the East Coast, but I'm going to be starting these at 9 o'clock starting next week. So we're going to cut a whole hour and a half off. And yeah, so hopefully the stream will stay around an hour, hour and a half, and I can get to bed at a reasonable time. So I really need to get back into my healthier lifestyle, because these was probably because of stress. I haven't been eating well. I haven't been sleeping well. There's tons of factors in that. But it does affect you overall as not only a person, but I'm sure it can affect your trading as well. Might not be fully mentally there, and I already have enough distractions as it is. So I'm trying to get back on track, a little bit healthier of a lifestyle, start exercising again, hit the salads, start eating some rabbit food, with obviously some protein on there. Don't hate me, vegetarians. But yeah, so we're trying to get back into better sleeping patterns, all that good stuff. But if you guys don't have any questions, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Feel free. I'll give you guys another 2 minutes here to ask any questions you may have. And then you guys know how we do that. Keep the questions coming. We'll keep rolling. But if not, I'm going to get out of here. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Don't forget to hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I put out some pretty good stuff, and it's only going to get better. Starting to really get back into the swing of things, and it's going to be fun. 50 cent trailing, is that for the short as well as long? Yeah, it would be for either. It would be no different on either side. And it's not just 50 cents all the time. It would just be 50 cents on this chart because you can see it's a 50 cent stop. So, or 50 cent gap. But like something like AA, like we looked at earlier, you can see it's only 12 cents in between each line, 12, 13 cents. So that would be the trailing stop. So that's kind of how we're determining what the trail is going to be. Yeah, Jonathan, sorry, man, about last week. Like I said, last week I was really feeling like I'm actually starting to feel a little bit of the pain still. God, it's so annoying. I completely passed out last Saturday night, so that was why I didn't make the stream. But I am going to make it a point to make a stream. But hey, I just told you I'll be going to sleep at 10 o'clock, so don't expect me there all night like I usually am. On the 112 team, no, he's just need to go find yourself. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Thomas. We're definitely gonna have fun on the channel. You guys know me, I'm serious. I would hope you could see that tonight just by following along. I take this stuff very serious, but at the same time, you do have to have fun with it, right? If you're not having fun, then it's just like any other job out there. I'm sure it's a job that you can make a lot more money at, but it's still a job, and you got to enjoy what you're doing. So I've never not enjoyed trading. I've never not enjoyed the YouTube channel experience of like making and all that good stuff, and like sitting here talking to you guys, streaming and all that good stuff. But there is a point where you can get a little burnt out, and how you deal with it when you do get to that point, I feel shows who you are as a person, as a content creator and all that good stuff. And I feel instead of me bugging out and saying, oh, I'm just burnt out, finding new ways to enjoy it makes me realize that I do really enjoy it, because I don't want to stop doing it. So, and the same with trading. I wake up every day and I want to trade. So all I want to do every day is perfect and figure out how to trade and beat the market, right? That's why I say we are the 10%, because we are going to figure this out. It's not a question of if we figure it out. It's a matter of when and how soon we can figure it out, right? That's what we're after. I know you would say there's no worries, but I just wanted to not give you an excuse. I was just giving you an explanation of where I was, and it wasn't like I was out eating orange chicken instead of watching your stream, although that probably sounds like a pretty good idea. After I just said I'm going to be eating better. But okay, guys, well, I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate all of you stopping by. Always appreciate that support. If you do have any questions or comments that you couldn't think of throughout the live stream, feel free to find me in Discord, find me on Twitter. And if not, have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys Monday morning. Peace.